Hi, I'm Jesse Ortiz of the Bobby Jones Golf Company, and the subject of today's blog is fairway woods and why I think they're the most important clubs in your bag. Now you may say, Jesse, why is that? I've got a 3-wood and a 5-wood. I don't hit the 3-wood very well. How can you say that my fairway woods are more important than my driver or my wedge or my putter? The reason I say that is that the fairway woods determine the makeup of the rest of your set. On tour, the club that the pros keep the longest is their fairway wood. Why? Because once they have confidence with a 3-wood that they can use off the tee on a tight hole or off of any type of lie off the fairway, they know the distance, they know the trajectory, they know the consistency that they have with that club. And it stays in the bag. They'll change drivers, they'll change wedges, they change putters, irons every year or two. But a fairway wood that they trust is going to stay in the bag for years, maybe even decades. I know that there are pros who still have my old tri-metal woods in their bag, and those clubs are 10 to 12 years old. But for the average golfer, the fairway wood is a tough category. Most average golfers just don't hit their 3-woods with consistency. Why? Well, because most of us make 3-woods that are either 13 or 15 degrees in loft. In the old persimmon wood days, a 3-wood was 17 degrees. A 2-wood was 14 degrees. You can see that today, the average 3-wood, the typical 3-wood is 15 degrees. That's like hitting a 2-wood off the fairway. Now that's all right for quite a few golfers, but most recreational golfers struggle with 15 degrees. Just because it's a 3-wood doesn't mean you should be forced into using it. Take a look at your fairway wood makeup in the bag. What you need to do is be honest with yourself and say, I'm willing to give up maybe 10 yards or so, no more than 15, for a fairway wood that I'm going to hit in the air every time, and I'm going to hit it straight and consistent. That is probably the 17-degree fairway wood. Now granted, you go from a driver to a 17-degree fairway wood, then where do you go? Well, then you go into your hybrids. But it doesn't make any sense to have a 3-wood that you can't hit or that you're not happy with, and then go into a 5-wood that you probably hit pretty well. You're carrying a club that isn't doing you any good. Why are fairway woods important? Because if you can decide on having one fairway wood, find out what loft that is, then you can fill in with hybrids, get rid of your 2, 3, 4, and 5 iron, maybe even the 6, and start your set with the 7 iron down. That will free up, if you carry one fairway wood and several hybrids, it'll free up at least one club that you can use for an extra wedge to help you get the ball closer to the hole and score better. That's why the fairway category is so important. If you can hit a 15-degree 3-wood very well, then you should be looking then afterwards for a 19-degree 5-wood. Then jump in with maybe a 25-degree hybrid and then go on up from there. But if you're struggling with a 3-wood with 15 degrees, get rid of the pride, get rid of the ego, go to the 3.5 or 4-wood, which is 17 degrees, and then go into hybrids after that, and you'll find a spot for an extra wedge, and I think you're going to start scoring a lot better.